Hello folks, and welcome to the Thursday Thought on February 14th, 2013, or Valentine's Day. Well, this week we were shocked and shaken by the news that Pope Benedict XVI had announced his resignation. I thought, as so many people did, that a Pope was a lifelong thing. Pope John Paul II was at the end of his time, for the most of upwards of 5 years, he wasn't able to string two words together, and he was in office until he died. And I remember well watching CNN and Sky News and all on the night that he was to die. It got out first that he died when he didn't die, and then a few minutes later he did eventually die. It said, we're here to confirm that the Pope John Paul II has passed on. So Pope, I thought, was for life, but apparently not. Pope Benedict XVI is just the second, or just as the first Pope in 600 years to announce his resignation. I've been looking into some of the popes, and one of the popes was only 11 when they became Pope. That's odd. But yeah, but we're not here to talk about the popes in particular. Well, we are actually, but we're not here to talk mainly on Pope Benedict XVI. Pope Benedict XVI has resigned. We all know that, and his resignation will take place on the 20th of February, which then the conclave will get together in a closed room for days, maybe weeks, maybe a month, to announce the new Pope. This, folks, is not going to be your average Pope election. This is not indeed going to be your average Pope. I hate to bring this up, folks, but we may be entering into the last ever Pope, because this could be the end as we know it. I'm not here going to be a conspiracy theorist and say, it's the end of the world, run for your lives. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just basically saying what I've watched with my own eyes. These two peepers that in fact aren't as good with their glasses off than they are with their glasses on, but I'm just going to give the glasses a clean. I watched with my eyes, my four eyes, of what's been happening and what other people have been saying on the matter. So I'm just going to sort of say what other people have been saying. I'm going to give my opinion. Pope Benedict has resigned, we all know that, and his resignation will take place on the 20th of February. So the conclave will meet up and decide the new Pope. This is not going to be what I've heard and what I have seen and what I've studied on and what I've listened to and what I've read on the internet and what I have read in blogs and what I have read about St. Malachi. Yeah, I'm going to get on to him as well. This next Pope is going to be interesting. St. Malachi, not Malachi, the book of the Bible, but Malachi. He was a bishop of Down and Connor here in Ireland. He predicted there would be 112 popes until the return of Christ. He's got 111 right out of 112, because we are on 111. And when Pope Benedict steps down, we'll be on to 112, the last Pope, according to St. Malachi. Interesting, because the last Pope, he's got all the popes. I must just get this up here on the internet just to show you what he's said and done, and what he's done, or what he said about these popes. St. Malachi. Actually, folks, it's the Saint. And you'd think St. Valentine's Day, St. Valentine's would be the first saint to come up today, but actually not. St. Malachi. So he must be actually, well, people have been looking at him steady. Prophecy of the popes. Petrus Romanus, or Pope Peter. In recent times, some interpreters of the prophetic literature have drawn attention to the prophecies due to the imminent conclusion. If the list of the descriptions is matched on a one-to-one basis to the list of historic popes since the prophecy's publication, the currently retiring Pope Benedict XVI, 2005 to 2013, would correspond to be the second last papal description. Gloria Olive, the glory of the olive. The last prophecy predicted the apocalypse. The longest and final motto reads, Petrus Romanus, qui pastris overus. I'm going to read the English version. This may be translated as English as, in extreme persecution of the Holy Roman Church, there will sit, i.e. as a bishop, Peter the Roman, who will pasture the sheep in many tribulations, and when these things are finished, the city on the 7 hills, i.e. Rome, will be destroyed, and a terrible judge, and the terrible judge will judge his people. The end. So that's what he says about the last pope. But let's see what he said about the last few popes. And I only can comment on popes that I have been witness to, and of course that goes back to Pope John Paul II, or Blessed John Paul II, as he's known as, and he was Pope from 1978 to 2005. He was the 266th Pope, I think. Yes, 266th, but the 110th Pope that he predicted. 110 from the labour of the sun. Blessed John Paul II, 1978 to 2005. Karl Wojtyła, born on the 18th of May 1920 on the day of a solar eclipse, and entombed on Friday, April 8th, 2005, on the day of a solar eclipse. Right before the second eclipse, John Allen had said the attempts to find a correction from the labour of the sun and John Paul II by pointing out that he came from Krakow, the birthplace of Copernicus, who first expounded the Earth's solar orbit, seemed forced. Now think about that. From the labour of the sun, and that means the solar eclipse. Okay, Blessed John Paul II. John Paul I was Pope in 1978, and he only lasted for 33 days. He was the 109th from the midst of the moon. Albino Luciani. His month-long reign began with the moon half full. From the midst of the moon. Okay, well, just look back at one more, because I know my memory and my camera isn't too, and someone is trying to stop me from making this video, i.e. the enemy. 108, Flowers of Flowers. Pope Paul VI, I don't know what that is in Roman numerals, I'm not big into Roman numerals, but Paul VI, 1963 to 1978. Giovanni Battistella Enrico Antonio Maria Montiani. His coat of arms featured 3 fleurs de lils. Fleurs de lils is a lily. So what does it say? Flowers of flowers. Okay. So, if all be right, the 112th Pope will be Peter the Roman, who will nourish the sheep in many tribulations. When they are finished, the city of the 7 hills will be destroyed, and the dreadful judge will judge his people. The end. It says unknown. The Catholic Encyclopedia, an independent American research company, has said that even if the prophecy is genuine, which it doubts, there may still be many popes between Peter and Peter the Roman and his predecessor on this list. In between I want to point out, in between, you can look at this up yourself, I'll put the link down below, in between Glory of the Olive and Peter Roman, it says, in extreme precaution of the Holy Roman Church, there will sit. What I believe that is, and I'm going to say what I think, because I haven't really looked into it, that will be the man in charge until they get a new pope, and that man is the deputy pope, or the Carmelingo. He is he's a cardinal, but he will sit there until the next. In the extreme precaution of the, what that is that there won't be a pope until they elect a pope. So they've definitely said that there won't be a pope until there will be a pope by Easter, but that leaves a 3-week or a 4-week gap. So yeah. So on with the popes, on with this. So his announce of resignation means that he will internally, with the Catholic Encyclopedia says that there may be many popes between Peter the Roman and his predecessor on this list. What that could mean is that there could be a couple more popes, maybe 5, 6, maybe more, until Peter the Roman. Don't know. But let me get on to this. If they are wrong, and if this prediction is all true, it's not in the Bible, so we don't know. But I'm just saying, if this be true, if this prophecy be true, then this means that Pope Benedict's resignation has been foretold as well, because it says there, in extreme precaution of the Holy Roman Church, there will sit. Now there's a wee 71 reference mark, 71, which says, prefixed to the following text, the most I don't know what that means, but anyway, that could mean that there will sit somebody in between until Peter the Roman. That's interesting. There could sit someone in between. So the next pope might not be Peter the Roman. Who knows? Or Petrus Romanus, as some websites are putting out that the next pope will be called. Petrus Romanus. Let me get on to a little bit of info for you. There are 3 men. There's 3 favourites. Well, I think there's more, but I think the news have said that there's only 3. There's only 3 in the running, but The Guardian says, and that was 3 days ago, says, who will be the next Pope? The contenders of the Vatican top job. Okay, and if my computer would hurry up and load. The next Pope. Cardinal Peter Tuckerson gets his red hat from Pope John Paul II. The Ghanaian is one of the cardinals tipped to succeed Pope Benedict XVI, who is stepping down. With Pope Benedict XVI's resignation, speculation about who might succeed him when the conclave meet in March has begun. Any baptised Roman Catholic male is eligible for election of Pope. I could be Pope. But only cardinals have been selected since 1378. And before that was that guy that was 11 years old. Among those who have been mentioned, potential successors are the following: Cardinal Peter Tuckerson, a TV star, people's person, and a wonderful priest. The Ghanaian cardinal, emerging as a strong favourite for the papacy, is described by his colleagues in glowing terms. Peter Tuckerson, who is president of the Vatican's Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace, was made a cardinal by Pope John Paul II in 2003. After serving for almost 30 years as an ordained priest. Tuckerson was born on the 11th of October 1948. He's only 63. Somebody definitely doesn't want me to read this video because my camera battery just exhausted between memory cards. I have 2 memory cards and I have only 1 battery. So yeah, I was saying Tuckerson was born on the 11th of October 1948 in Washaw, a mining hub in Ghana's western region, to a Methodist mother and a Catholic father. He studied and taught in New York and Rome before being ordained to the priesthood in 1975. In 1982 he was appointed Archbishop of Cape Coast, the former colonial capital of Ghana, and a key diocese. As Archbishop Tuckerson was known for his human touch, colleagues said, "We love him," said Gabriel Charles Palmer Buckle, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Accra, who was made Archbishop in Ghana at the same time as Tuckerson, and has known him since school. For Ghanaians, he was our first cardinal, and to be made cardinal in his 50s was a big feather in our cap. Since then, he has shown himself to be a church leader and a young cardinal breaking new ground. The Reverend Stephen Domelevo from Ghana Catholic Communication Office said, "Cardinal Tuckerson is a wonderful person, very down to earth and humble. He lived in a simple way, and he was someone people felt very comfortable with. He is excellent at communicating scripture in a way that people really understand. He speaks many local languages as well as European languages, and uses jokes and humour to allow to portray messages to people. He has a human touch." Tuckerson speaks his native Ghanaian language, Fante, as well as other Ghanaian languages, and English, French, Italian, German and Hebrew, as well as understand Latin and Greek. Cardinal Tuckerson likes to be able to joke with people in their own language, said Domelevo. Tuckerson speaks in his native Ghanaian language, Fante, as well as other Ghanaian languages, and English, French, Italian, German and Hebrew, as well as understand Latin and Greek. Cardinal Tuckerson likes to able to joke with people in their own languages, as said Domelevo. He would not surprise us in Ghana if he were to be the next pope. He has what it takes. It would really be a gift to the church. Okay, I'm not going to read any more about Pope Tuckerson. Cardinal Mark Olet, as prefect of the Congregation for Bishops, which oversees the handling of out of mitres, the multilingual Canadian Cardinal Mark Outlet is one of the most powerful men in the Vatican. The 68-year-old former Archbishop of Quebec, hi Sue, who was appointed to the third most important job in the Vatican 3 years ago, has the power to make or break careers. His position makes him a natural candidate for papacy, although he was careful to downplay and talk promotion when he was chosen to lead a congregation in July 2010. "I'm surprised today that this position," he said at the time, "and I don't think that I will become Pope someday. I don't think so." Born in Quebec in 1944, Ouellet studied at École Université, the Grand Séminaire de Montréal, and the Université de Montréal before being ordained in May 1968. I just want to point out here at this point that this guy, Cardinal Mark Ouellet, if he would become Pope, he may refuse the rule, because he has pointed there that I don't think that I will become Pope someday. I don't think so. He's surprised. Although he was careful to downplay any talk promotion when he was chosen to lead the congregation, so he could say no. Cardinal Francis Arzanze. Cardinal Francis Arzanze, who was born in Nigeria, he is black, as well as Pope Tuckerson. Or Pope Tuckerson? I'm calling him Pope Tuckerson already. Cardinal Tuckerson. He was born in Nigeria on 1st November 1932. He's 80, folks. He hasn't a chance. He has not got one chance, because he's too old. You know, people want popes to be. Look at or Pope John Paul II. He was elected in his late 60s, and he was pope for 26 years. 69 he was, and he was pope until he was 85, I think. So that's Cardinal Francis Arzanzi. Cardinal Angelo Scola. The election of Angelo Scola as Benedict's successor would delight Italians. He's an Italian, folks. He was ordained he was born in 7th November 1941 in Lombardy. Ordained in 1970, he holds doctorates in philosophy and theology, and was a professor of the theology anthropology at the Pope John Paul's Institute for Studies on Marriage and Family. He was appointed Bishop of Grosseto in 1981, Patriarch of Venice in 2002, proclaimed Cardinal in 2003, and appointed Archbishop of Milan in 2011. So he's the next one, and there's only three. Four. But they look more at Tuckerson. Here's another thing on the Inquirer news. Next Pope needs wisdom and energy, South African Cardinal. Vatican City South African Cardinal Wilfred Fox Napier, seeing the possible successor to the Pope Benedict XVI, said the Church was to be in profound crisis and needed a new Pope to implement spiritual renewal. The 71-year-old who predicted the next month's conclave of cardinals in the Sistine Chapel would last longer than the last one, which took just 2 days, speaking in an interview with Italian daily La Stampa, published on Thursday. We can come out of the profound crisis with a strong spiritual renewal, like the one of St. Francis, who implemented a moral reform, Napier said. Napier said he would not rate candidates to succeed to Benedict based on where they came from, but indicate that the balance in the Church had shifted to the southern hemisphere, where the majority of Catholics now live. The determined factor is he must have is wisdom and energy to confront the challenges that await the Church in every corner of the globe, he said. Tuckerson would fit all of that because people have professed to love him, so he fits most of that. The determined fact, church institutions should help evangelization, not slow it down. Too often we give the impression to the outside world of confrontations and careerism rather than serving the faithful, he said. People, and young people in particular, are waiting for words of the truth from the Church on sexuality and ethics. There is a strong need for sense. We need dialogue on truth, he added. Asked about the conclave, Napier said, I don't think the white smoke will come quickly this time around. A reference from the symbolic puffs of smoke that indicate the new Pope has been chosen. Black smoke for they haven't reached decision, and white smoke that we have a new Pope. Okay, so that's enough on popes, on the Pope candidates. My grandmother always told me that if there was a black Pope, it'd be the end of the world. I don't know if it's her racism or being born in 1936, and she's set in her ways and racist. An Irish Catholic who thinks that anybody black is death himself. But that's my grandmother. She could be right. If the next Pope is black, her world, she would absolutely go crazy on this. She would say he is the end of the world, and if he picks Petrus Romanus, boom, she's right. She's not the only one who said that. That rumour has been going around for generations and centuries, that if a Pope was black, it would be the end of the world. But listen to this. Rumour has it that one of the Pope Leo or some of the popes from bygone centuries have been black. Another thing I want to point out: Christ himself was black. Just pointing that out. We're nearly sure that Christ was black because he was from the Arab countries. So he was an Arab. He was of darker skin. I'm not being racist, I'm just saying. So this whole issue with the Pope is getting a little out of hand. You know, Catholics, I've seen a lot of Catholic memes on Facebook saying that the Protestants believe in Pope and in St Malachi's prediction. Most Catholics don't believe in this, but yeah. So look and listen, folks. Look and listen. Sorry for the long video, but this is the Thursday thought, and I kind of wanted to make it more substantial. Somebody did not want me to make this video today. Someone did not want me to make this video. I have 2 memory cards worth of stuff. I have a phone full of stuff I have to put onto my Dropbox and then upload onto my video editing software. I have to edit that stuff with that stuff and put it all together. This is going to be a long day, and it's only 11 o'clock. Well, folks, I shall see you all later. There's a radio show tonight called Spiritual Special. Simon Wynn's show, not my show, the Joe Watson show. My Joe Watson show on tomorrow night, or tomorrow lunchtime. It depends wherever you are in America. It's night time for me, but it's daytime for you. Join me tomorrow from 7 UK time or 12 PM UK Mountain Standard Time, 2 PM Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Today, join us at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, and 7:30 UK time, where we will have a internationally, worldwide known Marion Goodfellow. She's a spiritualist medium. I'm just there basically because I own the radio station, and I'll be there just to oversee that everything goes okay. So yeah, well folks, that's it, and I shall see you all later.